years old already. And the idea behind Click was that, there are a lot of formal legal documents like court judgments, and also like legislations and ordinances, etc. But usually these documents are very long and very technical, so this is very difficult for the general public to comprehend and understand all these technical details of the law. And so for Click, what we did was, or what we do, is that we would do some legal research and also social research to understand what are some of the sections of the law that are of most interest to the general public. And then we would determine what to write about them, and then we will hire some lawyers and legal writers who would help us to write some short articles that explain certain legal concepts, and we call those articles Click pages, right? And after 19 years of hard work, we have published about 2,100 articles or Click pages on the platform. And as I said, each one of these Click page or articles is a short piece of text that presents certain legal knowledge to the public in layperson's terms. So it makes the law a lot easier to understand. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Wing Foundation who have given us continued support on our project. All right, so let me keep this going. Okay, so as I said, we have a couple of thousands of articles published on the Click platform, and that comes two issues. The first issue is that with the thousands of Click pages there, it becomes difficult for people to navigate the website and to search for relevant information, and especially if the users who come from the community who do not already have any legal training, so it would be very difficult for them to search. It is very difficult for them to understand what would be the right legal terms to use to perform a search, for example. And other issues is that it is often the case that the user does not even know what legal issues are involved in the situation. So in order to address these two issues, we have created some AI tools to help. Now, I would like to use the following analogy to explain how our AI works. So imagine that you just bought a car. The car comes with a user manual, right? But you do not read the manual, you just drive. But one day, if the car, something happens, like it doesn't start, you see a red light flashing, then you will take the user manual out, but you still won't read the manual from cover to cover. You typically would go to a certain troubleshooting sections, of the manual, and in that troubleshooting section, you will see a numbers of troubleshooting questions. And you go through those questions, see which questions is relevant to the situation, right? And that relevant questions would tell you, hey, go look at page 123, and then you'll find the answers. So essentially, we are following this basic idea, So on one side, we have our Click library, which contains, as I said, more than 2,000 articles, perhaps too much for people to search. So if we consider the Click library being a kind of like a legal user manual for Hong Kong people, then we ought to have a troubleshooting section for that. In particular, we need to have a collections of legal troubleshooting questions, and that's what we did, and we call that our legal question bank. So we hired some law school students who help us read our Click pages and to compose certain questions. And at the same time, we also train an AI model and instruct the model to read the Click pages and imagine what are some of the questions that a citizen might have concerning the content. So, and the machine-generated questions are also curated by our student workers as well. So by this collaboration between machines and human workers, we have created a legal question bank, and right now we have collected about more than 50,000 questions in the legal question bank, right? So you may wonder if 2,000 Click pages are too difficult to search through, would it be even more difficult to search through 50,000 legal questions there? So that's true, and that's why we created another AI model, what we call the Click Recommender, or CREC. Here, let me show you a live demo of the recommender. This is the interface. So what the user could do is that the user doesn't really have to know how to ask a legal question. All he or she needs to do is to verbally describe the situation that he or she is in. So for example, here let me show you one example. Right? here's the text box that the user could provide an input, and if the user doesn't like, he or she can also click this microphone button and speak to the system as well. So in this example here, the input is, I am in an abusive relationship with my husband, I'm considering divorce, but I'm not familiar with the procedure and the cost involved. Also, I'm afraid that seeking a divorce might provoke revenge from my husband. I'm unsure about what step to take and how to ensure my daughters and my safety. So this is a situation, verbal descriptions of what someone is getting into. And he typed that into the text box, and he typed continue. And then now the AI has determined some topic that might be relevant to the input. In particular, the first topic that it has suggested is family, matrimonial, and cohabitation. That certainly is a relevant topic. So if the user says, oh yeah, this is what I want to learn more, then it get recommendations, and instantly the AI would have gone through all the 50,000 plus troubleshooting questions for the user and suggested some, shortlist some for the user to take a look. So the first one here is how to apply for a divorce, because the user mentions about, I am considering divorce. So the AI thinks that maybe the user would be interested in knowing about the procedure. So if the user thinks that, yeah, this is what I would like to ask, you can click this page, and that will bring the user directly to one of the 2,000 plus articles that we have on the Click platform. And this article gave the overall stages of filing a divorce, and then followed by some more details, information of each stage, etc., etc., etc. So this is one of the articles that we have published on Click. And and if you go through these list of questions, some of these are quite relevant. For example, the second one is, I plan to file a divorce, what legal documents do you need? I may help, etc. And let me just show you just a little bit more. So this question said, what can be done immediately if a spouse assaults the others or the children? Oh, by the way, we are still polishing the system, fixing things like the typos there, right? So excuse me for that. So if this is, because the user mentions about she was worried about the safeties of herself and her daughter, maybe this is a question that she's interested. And if she clicked, then that would take the user to another articles. This one talks about domestic violence. It talks about, for example, like injunction order, etc. Right? So this example illustrates that with the AI tool, we can actually the user doesn't really have to know how to ask legal questions. All you need to do is tell a story, and the AI could very quickly help the user get into the legal knowledge that he or she needs, right? And so, like legal questions or legal information, the law and ordinances is one kind of legal knowledge. There are other kind of legal knowledge as well. So, for example, like sentencing. Right? So we have also developed an AI that could provide users some information about sentencing. So in this example here, this is a drug trafficking sentencing predictor. And if the user type in certain information, let's say someone trafficked 310 grams of cocaine, and he plead guilty at the developing stage, and let's say that involves an aggravating factors that is border trafficking, then our AI tools would provide an estimate, on the sentencing. It also try to explain a little bit, of how the numbers is arrived, and more importantly, it also provide a list of very similar court cases. Given the interest of time, I'm not going to go through all of these. So, so here are just a couple of example illustrations, and we think that our Click platform has good social impact. For the past 12 months, we have registered about 2.5 million user visits to the website, with a total of about 7.2 million page views for the past 12 months. So, in a way, the Click platform helped us to disseminate legal knowledge and information to the user with these AI tools. And interestingly, through the same platform, Click, we could also be informed by the general public of what are the general, public legal concerns. So, for example, if we take the 50 most frequently visited pages or articles on Click, and if we categorize them, then these are the 5 most popular categories, namely Hong Kong residences, working visa, probate, criminal procedure, divorce procedure, and tenancies. And given this kind of statistics and analysis, we can go deeper into our study to understand, why these people come to the CLIC website and look in, and visit and take a look at all of these informations. So that allowed us to do a better work in terms of understanding our society. I guess I would skip the other slides, but essentially the next 2 slides just to say that we are now engaging more with some of the NGOs to kind of again, through their helps to disseminate legal information and knowledge to the various sectors of the society. And also the framework that I presented, the CLIC platform, can be re-engineered and applied to other domains. One thing that we are on our head, on our mind, we're thinking about, it's about replicating the success of the CLIC platform to, for example, social works and social services. And we co-named it CoSign. If I have a chance, I would like to discuss with you more about that. But this is just an idea that is in the inception. I guess I was